Now, this particular lesson is going to be coming directly from a book that you can find at the Law Library. It is entitled The Constitution of the United States of America, Analysis and Interpretation. Now, this interpretation is being given by the Supreme Court Justices of the United States. Now, the thing that I want to bring to everyone's attention is that there are two Supreme Courts. There is a United States Supreme Court and a Supreme Court of the United States of America. The other Supreme Court is established by the Judiciary Act. Okay, and it seems like a lot of people do not understand that an act is something that is promulgated by Congress. And Congress can establish a court system, or they can, because they do have the power to do that under Article 1, Section 8, Clause 9, but they're not establishing the real Supreme Court. And you're going to see that there are justices, that this has been a discussion. The constitutionality of it has been discussed in open forum debate and so forth. But a lot of it is written in such a way that to the layman, they may not understand exactly what these people are saying. So in this particular webinar, what I'm going to attempt to do is see if I can get y'all to understand how the court system is set up. I don't think it's being explained very well. You know, a lot of people running around talking, using words like administrative courts and things of that nature, not really understanding how the court system operates. I saw somebody say that the government doesn't have the power to delegate authority to something that is just patently false. And I'm going to show you that in this particular proceeding. So everybody pull up a chair, grab a drink, and we're going to go through this particular document. The name of this document is, once again, The Constitution of the United States of America, Analysis and Interpretation. This book was brought to my attention actually when I was in the law library at Emory University here in Georgia. You will find this book in a lot of law libraries. This is a PDF. This PDF, you can just Google it and download it off the internet if you'd like to, and keep it in your collection. I do have a hard copy of this particular book in my personal library as well, and I would suggest that you get one as well too. But we're going to go through this. You can see that this last edition was in June 26th of 2013, so it's a fairly recent edition. It's not an old edition, but you're going to find some very interesting things in this particular book. It's prepared by the Congressional Research Service Library of Congress, and Kenneth R. Thomas, the editor-in-chief, and Larry M. Eads, manager and editor. Now, as we go through this, what this particular book does is it breaks down the Constitution according to their articles and clauses and the amendments of the Constitution. And it gives you the case law and the discussion surrounding each of those articles and amendments. I think this is probably one of the best, if not the best, book that I have ever read on explaining how the Constitution, and also I think it is very transparent in its explanation of the court system. That is, for if it's not too transcendent, the language in it is not too transcendent for ordinary capacities. And that's why I'm going to attempt to explain it to all of you with this presentation. So let's get into it. And I want to see if I can get to the, and this preface is very good too. It's real interesting, but we're not going to read that. I would always suggest that people read the introductions to books, because they're there for a purpose and they make very interesting reading. I'll probably do that on another webinar, but right now I want to focus on exactly what I want to talk about, and that is the court system. Now, to bring to everybody's attention how the court system is set up, We all know that Article 1 is the legislature. Article 2 is the military or the executive branch of government. And Article 3 is the judiciary. Article 1 makes the laws. Article 2 enforces the laws. And Article 3 interprets the laws. Now, this should be very basic information that every citizen in this country should know. They should know this. This is just very, very basic information, I think, is above argument. And I know I'm going to get individuals that are going to argue with me about what the Supreme Court says. And I find it amazing to me that individuals who they'll say, well, the judges saying the Constitution is not the law. Okay, it is what the Supreme Court justices say what the Constitution means the law is. And I got this from an attorney, and I found, and it should just make sense because they interpret the laws. That's what they do. So the Constitution can be construed, it can be interpreted, and in a very broad sense, sometimes as the justices choose to do, and sometimes it is construed in a very narrow sense. And you're going to see the evidence of this in this particular presentation.
You know we chillin' with DJ enough. All around. King Heavy Part 3. All y'all coward ass niggas, man. Fuck y'all niggas. Killer.